Tag Team Champions are in action. The Gorillas of Destiny against the duo of Jeff Hardy and Finn Bálor. Twist of Fate to Tanga. That is No Mercy settled for the tag team titles. And if Kevin Owens doesn't want to be a bitch, face him at No Mercy. Here comes Dolph Ziggler once again. Ziggler out here for the second time in just as many weeks. Zigzag. Ziggler wants Styles. Nia Jax and Sasha Banks powerbomb through the table. Sabin or Shibata, either will take on Okada. Cradle shock by Sabin. 1, 2, 3. It may very well be the case that after No Mercy, Smackdown Live will hail Sabin. Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. We are one pay-per-view away before we can be completely on the road, shall I say, towards SummerSlam, and that final pay-per-view is No Mercy next Sunday, potentially, depending on how things go. But SmackDown Live has to rile itself up towards it. They already know some of the matches going on at the event, and we know some of the matches going on here tonight, such as this one you're seeing right here. Later on tonight, the 4-time WWE Champion Kevin Owens will take on the 3-time WWE Champion Bobby Fish, two of the most successful men in the universe, and also two of the most detestable, squaring off one-on-one here tonight. But in our main event, should be a fairly interesting one. A member of the D.C.C. and Christopher Daniels will go one-on-one against the WWE Champion Kazuchika Okada. And make no mistake about it, you know for a fact that D.C.C., most importantly Chris Sabin, is going to be at ringside. The #1 contender to the WWE Championship, going to be eyeing up the champion before the event next Sunday. But before we can start off the show, before we can get into the action here tonight, we are going to be hearing from a member of the SmackDown committee and Shane McMahon, who has some news for us regarding No Mercy that it should be important that we hear from. And so here we go. Here he comes towards the ring. Shane McMahon has always been, delivering bits and pieces of information for us as time has gone on here on SmackDown Live, and he keeps on goes again here. There's obviously a good few questions that some people might have, and I have as well, regarding certain matches at the event, whether or not X match will happen or not. So let's see if he's got anything to say about that. Welcome us to the show. I think we must be in his home state. That's why he said it feels good to be home. But it is good to clear things up regarding the pay-per-view No Mercy. We already know a few matches, but of course we need to know about some of the other matches that they've got signed since the last episode of SmackDown Live. Very important that, of course, we do know that. And there are two pretty big reveals right there. The Intercontinental Championship is going to be on the line between Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles. Ziggler, of course, has been putting out the challenge, and the SmackDown committee and AJ Styles have agreed to it. On top of that, after what happened last week, the Gorillas of Destiny will defend their tag team titles against Jeff Hardy and Finn Bálor. Nicely done indeed. When it comes to the non-title matches, Sasha Banks will get her revenge regarding Nia Jax. And if Kevin Owens wants to face Randy Orton, he will have to say it here tonight. If he stays silent, the match is going to happen. Bing, bang, bong. Job done for SmackDown Live. Oh, boy. Oh, that is not bing, bang, bong, job done, though. That is bad luck Fale heading towards the ring. Shane McMahon has been on the receiving end of a beatdown once before, and if he isn't careful, he could be on the end of another beatdown courtesy of Fale right now. He heads towards the ring. Oh, this is worrying, shall we say, at the very least, for Shane McMahon. He stares across from Bad Luck Fale, who does not look too happy with him. And he is telling him to slow down. All those matches has been put out and they don't want to talk about Fale. Do not see what he's done to Bálor. Fale wants a fucking fight. He wants to fight someone at No Mercy and smash their head in. Does Shane McMahon understand that? Even going as far as calling him a pipsqueak. And you can kind of tell from Shane McMahon's mannerisms, he's backing up a little bit there. He is going to give him what he wants. If he wants a match at No Mercy, he got one. He can have an open challenge. He can fight whoever shows up. As for tonight, he better be ready to stand around a little bit longer because his boys are in action right up now. Best of luck for that. Shane McMahon backed up a little bit there, but seemed to be a little bit frustrated that Farley got in his face at that moment in time. I would play your cards safe there, Shane McMahon. You don't want to get on the other side. You don't want to get on the bad side at all of the Gorillas of Destiny. That is not a wise decision to make. And speak of them, they're on their way out right about now. The WWE Tag Team Champions, the duo who will, as we just found out here on Smackdown Live, will defend their titles against Jeff Hardy and Finn Balor next Sunday at No Mercy. Tanga, Tangaloa, Bad Luck Farley has gone out into the crowd with them, got his jacket, got his glasses, and is ready to make his way out with his brothers here, with his family here tonight. Tonight there will be, just as a heads up, it will be Tangaloa in action, going one-on-one against Jeff Hardy. Tanga was pinned last week by Jeff Hardy in that tag team matchup that resulted in the title match being made for No Mercy now. And revenge maybe on the mind of Tangaloa, of Tonga. Bad Luck Farley now, though, of course, with something confirmed for him next Sunday. He'll have an open challenge. That should be very interesting indeed, but we'll see how that one will go next week, next Sunday. As for right now, Tonga will wait on the outside with Farley, while Tangaloa goes up in the ring against this man here, making his way out of Smackdown Live to an electric crowd here in Hartford, Connecticut. One half of the duo that will challenge for the tag team titles, the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy here, and you can see by his side is the former Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor, the man, of course, who we will also be teaming with next Sunday for those titles. Should be very, very interesting indeed to see how that duo goes about business. You know, we have no idea how they're going to team. We have no idea how they're going to work together. That should be very, very interesting in itself. But, you know, well, we've seen them in action once, but how are they going to do in a big match situation, you know, against the tag team champions when the titles are on the line, no less? Could we also see the Gorillas of Destiny perhaps take some underhanded tactics to try and pull out the victory? We shall see, but it is good news that that match has been confirmed. I'm looking forward to it, no doubt about it. So without further ado, let's get this one underway here on Smackdown Live to kick things off for the evening. A very interesting night of action here on its way. Of course, we have now have every single match for No Mercy confirmed. No Mercy, unlike Bad Blood and Heatwave before it, is going to be a traditional 7-match pay-per-view card. We, of course, know the 4 title matches. I mean, you're seeing one right now. We've got Paige and Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We've got Ziggler and AJ Styles confirmed for us for the WWE Tag Team titles. And, of course, we have Chris Sabin versus Kazuchika Okada, which was also made official last week on SmackDown Live. Well, I say we have all 7. We still have to wait to hear what Kevin Owens has to say. If he has anything to say before, after, or even during his match with Bobby Fish later on tonight. I'm looking forward to this card indeed. I wonder how things will go. The #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship is going to be in action. Dolph Ziggler will also be in action as well. Good card on its way, but let's see how things are starting up right now. As the strong, brutish almost Tangaloa there getting a little bit confident in the early goings. Jeff Hardy sweeping him away there. Hardy! Twist of fate already! Jeff Hardy slips into the cover, trying to put things away here, and a kick out denies that from being the case this early on. Imagine how that would have gone. For Tangaloa, if he had been pinned that quickly, it would have been deja vu as well for last week, pinned in a very similar fashion. Hardy off the ropes, oh my goodness, tilt-a-whirl, spinning power slam, Tangaloa into the cover, and couldn't get a 2 count though. Slowing down the pace a little bit though, that side headlock applied now on Jeff Hardy. Keeping it locked in here, trying to keep the acrobatic Hardy down. Trying to keep him at bay a little bit. Hardy now looking for a big move, and he'll get it there. Face plant to suplex. It seems as if Farley's getting involved here, trying to get the attention. I'm not too sure how Jeff Hardy can fall for that right in front of Tanga Loa. Back suplex attempted there. Hardy slips out of the way of it. And a big time alley-oop bomb there. Tanga Loa, I think, is his neck smashed against the rope there. Jeff Hardy now going up to the top rope. Hardy! Swanton bomb! Will it strike again? 1, 2. No! Tanga Loa kicks out at 2. He is not going to be pinned by Jeff Hardy 2 weeks in a row. At the very least, he doesn't plan on it being the case anyways. Hardy coming flying out of the blocks here on Smackdown Live. And he's also going flying over the top rope into the outside here. Tanga Loa feeling pretty good about that one. The Guerrillas of Destiny just keeping their eyes on Hardy and Bálor, respectively. Uh-oh. We're on the outside now. And you know for a fact the Guerrillas of Destiny could come up with something dangerous here. Jeff Hardy, though, too alert, too able to stay on his feet, and able to fight his way out of that one quickly enough. Back in the ring we go now with these two men. Off the ropes, it seems, will come Hardy again. Oh, into a face buster there, down on Tanga Loa's knee. Just taking care of business in the early stages is one half of the tag team champions. Quite some ways to fly, but he gets the shoulder block there. Do you see how far back Hardy, I don't want to say bounced, because he just kind of flew from it. Hardy, though, ducks the clothesline. Nicely done indeed. Tanga Loa gets out another counter, though. Back and forth between the two men, shining through now. Here we go, though. Double lariats. See the impact being put into them. Flying clothesline as well. And this time will Tanga Loa get it? Indeed he will. Tongan Thunderbomb there. And now it seems like Tanga Loa has the ability to close this match out right here, right now. Up on his shoulder. And he's going to drive him into the mat. Samoan driver. Cover here to put away Jeff Hardy. And Hardy kicks out at 2. This one's staying alive. Jeff Hardy always finds a way to stay in it when you least expect him to. That is for certain. And right now, he is fighting on in this one, much to the chagrin of the Guerrillas of Destiny and to Tanga Loa. Another power slam, though, has Hardy's back screaming in pain. The amount of moves done on Hardy's back in this one really have done a number on him, but Jeff Hardy going to keep on fighting here. Atomic drop from Hardy. Tanga Loa, though, refusing to fall down. The powerhouse that he is. Hardy, whisper in the wind to Tanga Loa. He needs to strike fast, though. And he needs to try and finish this one off before Tanga Loa gets... No. Tanga Loa trying to roll up Hardy here. There's a count. There's 2. And oh, he almost had him. Finn Bálor getting involved. That's what happens when you let personal vendettas get in the way of business. Finn Bálor chucking the referee out of the ring, and and could have got himself evicted from ringside. Tongan Thunderbomb again. Cover from Tanga Loa. This time, it does end it. Guerrillas of Destiny get a win over their challengers ahead of next Sunday. Boom. Job done there for G.O.D. Finn Bálor letting his personal vendetta heavily get involved in it there. Gotta say, you know, kind of says volumes when Tanga Loa, Farley, and Tanga Loa and Tama Tonga and Farley didn't even get involved in the matchup, but Finn Bálor did. Really shows the personal vendetta he has against this trio and how much he desperately wants to be the tag team champions. Well, there you go. They got the win in the tag match, but Tanga Loa there just too much for Jeff Hardy. And I wonder if that win can settle into next Sunday's outcome at all. We will have to find out then and there. As for right now, though, We're going to move on to our next contest, and what a contest we are in for between these two women, Nikki Cross and Paige. One-on-one with each other. Former Smackdown Women's Champion going to be going one-on-one with a woman looking to become the next Smackdown Women's Champion. Nikki Cross, of course, well known for having that title for some length of time. About 4 months, I believe it was, she was champion for. She dethroned Winter in her second incredibly long reign as champion. Just one night after losing the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Toronto, she was SmackDown Live Women's Champion. Cross's career in this universe has almost been synonymous with title belts, and she is looking to keep that going on in the future. And we'll see how that'll go here tonight. If she beats the number one contender, she could be a late addition to the matchup. You never know, depending on how the SmackDown committee decide to go about things. Or she could be the number one contender heading into SummerSlam. All depends on how things go there, but she has to overcome the number one contender herself. And Paige has been on a mission to try and become SmackDown Women's Champion, trying to become a champion again for the first time in some 7 months. It is maddening to think that it was 7 months ago almost that Paige lost the Raw Women's Championship, and she hasn't gained it back since. Of course, well, she had the chance to WrestleMania. She failed, and now since being on SmackDown Live, she's had the chance to be SmackDown Women's Champion once. She was in a fatal 4-way. She wasn't pinned in it, but she had the chance to be champion. Of course, didn't end up winning the belt, but she could win it next Sunday, against Becky Lynch. What a competitive matchup we could be in for there, but it is, of course, not the only match in the women's division to pay attention to, as we know, regarding the upcoming bout between Nia Jax and Sasha Banks, also at No Mercy as well. I deeply wonder how that one's going to go, given what we saw last week between the two women. We saw it on the build-up to this episode of SmackDown Live. The attack from Nia Jax backstage on Sasha Banks was a bit much, shall we say. But that is what she'll do. That is what Nia Jax will do, and she's done it more than once, and she'll probably do it again in the future. However, right now, this isn't about Nia Jax, and I hope it isn't, to be fair. I hope we don't see her attacking Sasha Banks backstage again. I don't even know if she's here tonight, in all fairness, but I kind of hope she isn't, shall I say. Nevertheless, let's get this one underway between Paige and Nikki Cross here. Two women who in their heyday were dominant champions. Could take apart anyone. And both women are looking for a big win here tonight. With the SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch going to be watching on closely, especially following her victory last week over Naomi. She's going to be seeing how Paige can do when the focus is on her against the insane Nikki Cross. And Cross proving that already. Closing over the top rope. Nikki Cross. Oh my goodness. Just putting it all on the line there. Flying at Paige. And this one's going to keep on going on the outside here between these two women. Oh, fisherman suplex there from Paige. No care for the count right now from either side. They are just fighting with one another as Paige sends Nikki Cross colliding into the steel steps there. But you know there's a part of Nikki Cross that loves that, and she'll return the favor to Paige. And Cross going to do her best to restart the count there as well. Fair play to her. Not interested in putting this match to bed via a count out. She wants to beat the number one contender in the ring. Paige fighting back a little bit there, though. Nicely done. Elbows into the gut. And now a Russian leg sweep with a thud on the outside to Nikki Cross. Jawbreaker. Cross going to run back in the ring here. She is telling Paige, you know, we're going to do this one in the ring. Big time crossbody there, trying to cover Paige, but too early in the match to hope for anything more than a 1 count. Especially against the woman that Paige is known to be, the level of talent that she possesses. Lovely shot there from Nikki Cross as well. She's getting fired up a little bit right now, and that could be where Paige finds herself in a good amount of trouble. Or just jab her in the throat. think she might have. Shoulder tackle, running knee in the corner as well. Nikki Cross now all sorts of... all sorts of just offense going after Paige here. The number one contender is going to have to try and do something to turn things around, and there she might have with that quick counter there. Brings down the smaller woman to a snapmare. Chinlock applied here, but Nikki Cross quickly looking to get up to her feet and get out of this one. And indeed she is there. Elbows, and she's out of it. Counter by Paige, though. And yanking on the hair and pulling it back down. Paige now going to call her up to her feet here. Looking to strike big time on Nikki Cross. Oh, she catches the Hurricanrana with ease. Nikki Cross now hanging Paige out to dry. Guillotining her over on the ropes there. And now Cross has her up. Gonna lay her down into the mat there. This could be it for Nikki Cross. This could be enough to get a win over the number one contender. Paige able to just get the shoulder up in time. Keep this one alive for her. Definitely a much tougher matchup than the one Becky Lynch went through, though we only saw bits and pieces of it last week, in all fairness, after what happened with Sasha Banks and Nia Jax and all. Reverse DDT. Nikki Cross now going to risk it all. Going up to the top rope. You know she's okay with something like that. That is how her mind thinks. Sent on splash there. Missed. Did you see the air, though, that she got on that one? Cover by Paige, but a very early kick out by Cross. And that's all it will be. Headbutt as well to follow up. Paige is in the driver's seat now, though. Here we go. Paige Turner from the former Raw Women's Champion. And this could be where it all falls apart for Nikki Cross, where the former SmackDown Live Women's Champion is going to have to get in line with everyone else for a hope at a shot at the title. Top rope, Rampage, DDT. That could very well be what Becky Lynch endures next Sunday. Into the cover. It will do it. Paige, your winner in this one over Nikki Cross. A win over the former NXT and SmackDown Live Women's Champion will do you a world of good heading into your title matchup. Paige, though, experienced in her own way. She knows exactly what she's doing heading into next Sunday. And she... Whoa, 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 whoa. That was where Paige's theme quickly came to an end, because that is not the theme of Paige. Nikki Cross of the SmackDown Women's Champion. That's the theme of the boss, Sasha Banks. Paige walking past her as Banks came towards the ring. There, Nikki Cross still out on the outside. Sasha Banks, it seemed, couldn't wait a moment longer. She is making her way out here tonight. And I think Banks may have a thing or two that she wants to say right now. Forcing herself out here almost. Sasha Banks was definitely not scheduled to have anything to say on the show, but here she is right now. And I think she's talking, yeah, she's definitely talking in relation to Nia Jax. Apologizing there to taking the limelight away from Paige, but she needed to talk about this. She has been waiting in the sidelines for weeks now, while Nia Jax been hurting other people. Well, Sasha Banks is back, and is back for Nia Jax. She can do whatever she wants to her. She can try and make as many people as she likes try to fear Nia Jax. It is not going to work. Sasha Banks is not staying down. Certainly not for Nia Jax. She cannot wait to get one over on Jax this Sunday. It will be so worth everything she's gone through when she returns the favor. In Sasha's eyes, Nia Jax has asked for this. She may have cost her the chance of Becky Lynch, but it's not about the title anymore. Doesn't matter when she smashes a chair over her head. She deserved it once, twice, or 60 times. You started it, Nia. Next Sunday, Sasha Banks will end it. With a threat like that, with a threat to use steel chairs in the matchup, I think the SmackDown Live committee might want to look at putting things in place, because if Sasha Banks is going to use a chair right from the start, well, the match is over. Nia Jax wins. What I am saying there, SmackDown Live committee, is that Sasha Banks certainly seems like she wants to get very, very personal with Nia Jax next Sunday. Just a heads up to you there. We'll see how that one will go, though, next Sunday. But we're going to move on to our next contest here. Kota Ibushi going to go one-on-one against the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, in Dolph Ziggler. Golden Star against the Show-Off. This one should be very interesting indeed. Ibushi heading towards the ring here. He saw his tag team partner Ricochet last week being defeated by AJ Styles, but that was not the main talking point, despite the very entertaining matchup last week. What, of course, was the main talking point was, of course, what happened after the matchup when Ziggler came up from the crowd, attacked AJ Styles, laid him out in the ring with a zigzag, certainly getting the attention of the champion, and as we heard at the start of the show, kind of the final driving deal that was needed in order to secure this matchup happening at No Mercy. Ziggler returned to SmackDown Live about 2 months ago now. He gets his first shot at the title since his return, the chance to become the Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career. Ziggler heading towards the ring right now, though, to do battle against the runner-up in this year's King of the Ring. Ziggler's 2017 could, of course, be summed up in 2 words: Bullet Club. The 2018 for Dolph Ziggler, though, still yet to be written, could have another 2 words about it this next Sunday if he wins, and that could be Intercontinental Champion. We will wait to see, though, what AJ Styles will do here tonight. I know Styles is in the arena. I know he might be thinking about revenge, as Styles has always thought about it in his mind on more than one occasion. And Ziggler better keep his wits about him in that case, but he also cannot afford to turn his attention away from Ibushi for a second. It's the Golden Star we're on about here. An incredibly gifted athlete is Kota Ibushi. Ziggler does not want to try and get overconfident with him, because he is going to pay for it. No doubt about it. Well, Ziggler certainly trying for that method early out of the blocks. Collar elbow tie up there and a cheap shot from Ziggler. Now back into the collar elbow tie up. Ziggler with the strength advantage over Ibushi. Slips his way out of that one. Barely cut back here by Ibushi as he's wrenching on Ziggler. They're the former amateur wrestler. Ibushi's grappling ability, though, very gifted in his own right. He sweeps the leg away from Ziggler there. And the Show-Off kind of showing his frustrations as well. Drop kick there from the 3-time world champion. Let's see what he's got going on here. Dolph Ziggler now back suplex. And Ibushi going to resort to a rolling outside of the ring a little early on here, catching his breath. That might have been a game plan, though, to try and lull Ziggler in. And here he goes now from behind. Big time counter there from Ziggler. Had to resort to it. Could have been in trouble otherwise. Tilt-a-whirl. Neck breaker there. And down go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There's the Intercontinental Champion. And he might be coming out for a bit of personal vendetta against the #1 contender, right? Why with him? Ibushi from behind. Backslide. Backslide on Ziggler. And he got him with it. Revenge served again on SmackDown Live. You want to attack AJ Styles after the match? Well, AJ Styles will cost you a match ahead of next Sunday. Very, very good indeed. Nicely done there from AJ Styles. Turning about his fair play, I believe, is the correct way of saying it. And when it happens in a regard like that, I can't turn it down. I can't exactly be aggressive at it. Especially when a guy like Ziggler, he deserves it in some ways. So there we go. Let's see what kind of an impact that will make ahead of next Sunday. But here we go now. 2 big matches left on the card. Perhaps the biggest match of the evening in terms of the talent in the ring. Here we go. Kevin Owens and Bobby Fish. This is, make no mistake about it, this is an incredibly important matchup for Kevin Owens here tonight. Not just because of his opponent, but because, think about it, the win here tonight means he beats a 3-time WWE champion, the longest reigning champion in this universe, and a man who's, despite his recent form, shall we say, since Money in the Bank, is still very synonymous with SmackDown Live as a whole. So, Kevin Owens has got that going for him. But, of course, on top of that, here tonight, Owens has got to let people know his intentions regarding Randy Orton and No Mercy, or the SmackDown committee is just going to make the match flat out. So, might want to hurry up on what he's going to think about for there, but Owens right now riled up and ready to go here against this man. Bobby Fish, accompanied by the Dangerous Alliance. You can see Jinder Mahal there, Paul Heyman, probably the Snake. Somewhere else as well. Yeah, I can see him as well. Bobby Fish, of course, WWE Champion for 390 days. The longest reign in the history of this universe, and a reign that is on its way to being beaten, shall we say, by the ECW Champion, my beloved Seth Rollins. It is mad to think, though, that title reign, that 390-day title reign that I still think about a lot, it ended 11 months ago. That is so weird to think about. But it's because Bobby Fish kept on holding the title even after that. He held it another 2 times. He held it going into WrestleMania. He had the main event spot at WrestleMania. Okay, yes, he lost to Kazuchika Okada, and we all fell in love with Okada in that one moment in time. But he still main evented WrestleMania. He was still WWE Champion for months, even after that 390-day reign. So here we are now. It's a very weird thing to get used to, and you can kind of see the desperation that Fish has within him, that desire to want to be a star again, despite what has happened to him. Kevin Owens right now, though, in the early goings. Oh, good God, cannonballing over on Bobby Fish. Just seconds into the match, and he's already striking big. Owens has taken an early lead right now over the 3-time WWE Champion here. Just watching the way he's beating him down here and manhandling him. Go home driver there early on. Cover here. And a kick out from Bobby Fish. No surprise there, though, to be fair, given that Bobby Fish is certainly he's certainly someone who can survive in big match situations. I mean, I've said this time and time again, I may not like the guy. As a matter of fact, I 100% don't like the guy. I detest the guy. But you cannot be a WWE Champion for 390 days by just being lucky. And that is certainly proof when you look at Bobby Fish. But right now against Kevin Owens, given his recent form, he may need a degree of luck to help him in this one. Back in the ring we go now. Super kick from Owens. I wonder if Randy Orton is watching this one closely, given what happened last week. I mean, Orton was the one who, following his victory over Sheamus, I believe. Was that last week? Yeah, I think it was. Challenged Kevin Owens, saying if you weren't a bitch, face him at No Mercy. Pretty interesting thing to say. Owens wasn't on that episode of SmackDown Live. So, I wonder what... I wonder if Owens does have a response right now, but he's got to keep his wits about him because he's up against the Dangerous Alliance as a whole. And we just saw what can happen when one of them can get involved. Jinder Mahal, they providing the distraction. And that allowed Bobby Fish to try and take control here. Mahal sliding a chair in as well. Paul Heyman just watching on at ringside right now as Bobby Fish working over the arm. And what is surprising to me right now is the crowd has decided they want to cheer someone in this match. If you could hear a few Kill Owens kill chants on the go, they're no surprise that they don't want to cheer Bobby Fish, in all fairness. Owens evading that attempted strike there. Up on the shoulders. Samoan drop. And down goes the mighty, high and mighty Bobby Fish, as he probably believes himself to be. Owens breaker from Kevin Owens there. Mahal and Heyman both getting involved. Kevin Owens, though, not really caring about it. I'm not too sure if Owens wanted to look to end the match right there and then, but he's going to look to end it right now. Kevin Owens, pop a powerbomb to finish off Fish here. 1. Oh, and Jinder Mahal pulling him, the referee, out of the ring, yelling in his face. This is the second time this has happened tonight now, and the referee, if I was the ref, I'd just throw him out right now. But he's not, it seems. Kevin Owens is not going to throw him out, is not going to... no, my bad there. The referee is not going to throw out Jinder Mahal. Why, I don't know. It's a nonsensical decision in my eyes. But this matchup continues on. Nevertheless, Kevin Owens, I'm not too sure what he's thinking through here, but just tearing apart the former WWE champion now. Oh, good God. Jesus Christ, Cobra clutch suplex there. The way his head just bounced off the mat there. And that may not be the only time his head bounces off the mat if Kevin Owens has anything to say about it. Owens, oh good God, package pile driver. Drilling the head of Bobby Fish into the mat. That should end it. 1, 2. Oh, Bobby Fish kicking out at 2. Never say die from Bobby Fish, that's for certain. The former WWE champion just refusing to give in. Nice kick there from Fish as well. And oh, a roundhouse kick in the side of the head. Drilling the man, bringing him down to the mat there. Owens now taking a little bit to get back up to his feet, taking some time to recover, has to be said. And this time the shoulder tackle to the outside will pan out the way he wants it to. Bobby Fish now, what is he going to think up here? Trying to do anything to get his name back out there, trying to do anything for victory. Here is Fish, he's going to fly, leaping clothesline there off the apron, and Kevin Owens goes down. Oh, but Bobby Fish is the one who feels the impact the most with that collision there into the steel steps. Just looking at him right now, just looking at Fish. Fish will definitely get in before the count is over, but Kevin Owens taking that opportunity to catch a breather. Smart from Owens, I will say that. Take a look at this now, the strength behind that suplex there just lifted Bobby Fish with relative ease. And now all of a sudden the champion, wow, he's not even a champion anymore, come on Brain. The former champion having to roll out of the ring as well. Kevin Owens though just fine with staying in the ring. He doesn't want to get out there. He doesn't want to get amidst the dangerous alliance right now. He realizes the Fish could use that to turn the tides of this matchup, and Kevin Owens not interested in it. Look at the way he holds him in here now. Twisting back suplex. I think again came down heavily on his head. In the turnbuckle we go now. Bobby Fish able to counter him there. Fish now, atomic drop. Well, he needs to get some big moves out quickly, no doubt about it. Fish is definitely in trouble if he can't find a big move very quick. I don't think he's hit anything impressive or anything big time in this matchup, but now all of a sudden, the pacing of this match might be changing towards a Bobby Fish style or not. Kevin Owens, quick to counter there. Trio of strikes in the head, and once again going to send him into the turnbuckle now. Once again looks for that kick, but a dragon screw there will send Owens into the mat. No such luck for Kevin Owens again in that move on Bobby Fish, and again another hefty kick in the back there. Nice counter though by Owens, slipped his way out of it. He's got to be thinking about trying to close this one out right now, and indeed he is. Kevin Owens, pop a powerbomb to Bobby Fish. 1. Oh, come on again. Ref, get a handle of this. Throw him out. It's the second time this match. It's the third time he's just shocked, and he's just going to let it slide. Bobby Fish, though, could be out of it. Kevin Owens going to roll him up here. Kevin Owens beats Bobby Fish. The Dangerous Alliance tried their best to keep Owens in it, but he was gone. He was out of it after that second pop-up powerbomb. Mahal infuriated. The referee should have thrown him out almost as soon as possible. No way Mahal should have been allowed at ringside following his antics there. That was poor decision making. That is why the match went on for as long as it did in my eyes, but it is a justice ending. It is just Owens victorious, and now he is heading towards a microphone. And he is bragging up his victory. He's just beat the longest reigning champion in the universe. And what is he going to get for it? Nothing. Kevin Owens is out here every single week putting on these caliber of matches. And yet the only thing he's allowed to have is Randy Orton. Kevin Owens certainly not feeling very respected by that one at all. Kevin Owens certainly voicing his disdain for Randy Orton, but the big question, of course, is when are you going to answer the question regarding Randy Orton? And there it is. All right, since we're on the topic of it and he's been forced to make his decision, Kevin Owens accepts. Randy Orton is right. Owens did start it, as alluding to what Orton said last week, but he didn't think that Randy would be stupid enough to try and finish it. If that's what he wants, though, he'll have it. The spotlight is fading that Kevin Owens wants to force him out of, and he will be the one to pull the plug on it. And that is every match at No Mercy sealed. The card is complete. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton will meet one-on-one now. This one could be very, very interesting indeed. I wonder how that is going to go. Owens and Orton going to meet one-on-one next Sunday. That one should be good.
2, 1.
And nevertheless, it is time for our main event of the evening. Here they come in full force. The D.C.C heading towards the ring. Christopher Daniels, the run on the right, and the man in action here tonight. The brute of the D.C.C in the middle, and Kane, and the #1 contender to the WWE Championship in Chris Sabin on the left. Sabin beating Kazuchika Shibata last week, as you saw at the start of this show. Defeated him, beat him, became the #1 contender to that title. But here tonight, it is Daniels who is in action against, of course, the WWE Champion, the Rainmaker himself, and the man who has felt the wrath of Chris Sabin. Felt it 2 weeks ago, laid out on the ramp with a cradle shock right next to his WWE Championship, which, of course, if everything goes well for Sabin, could be his after next Sunday. We will find out, though, as these two former NXT rivals get ready to meet next Sunday. But here tonight, the Rainmaker meets Christopher Daniels, and here we go. The crowd is on their feet for the arrival of the champion. The Rainmaker's here once again. Okada ready for action here on Smackdown Live. Crowds with a warm welcome to the ace of Smackdown Live, and the man who, wherever we go, always has that reaction. The WWE Champion, as he has been for the last almost 4 months now. Okada getting ready for an enjoyable summer as the WWE Champion. But now it is high time for the Rainmaker to face another test in the way of Chris Sabin. As I said, these former NXT rivals, they go as far back as the very first NXT takeover within this universe, when they faced off for what is at the time Chris Sabin's NXT Championship, which went on to be won by the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada. What is the most interesting thing about all of that is that Okada beat Sabin for the NXT Championship, was the champion for, what, 7 months then proceeded to make his way up to the big stages before Sabin, win the Royal Rumble, main event WrestleMania, and win the WWE Championship before Chris Sabin had even arrived to SmackDown Live. Okada leaps and bounds. He has made over Sabin, but Sabin since arriving on SmackDown Live, and that D.C.C of his has been oh so dangerous, and Okada knows the feeling of that firsthand. And so he takes on a member of them here tonight in Chris Sabin to prepare him for that matchup next Sunday against Sabin himself. This is certainly a matchup that has its history, and is a matchup that is going to be incredibly interesting as well to watch next Sunday. But here we go right now. Daniels against Okada. You know, let's not forget that for all Christopher Daniels has become since joining the D.C.C, he is still a very talented singles wrestler. He is still a very talented athlete within those ropes. And now we wait to see what will happen here. Triple Germans from Okada out of the bat. Sabin already with a close eye on the action, just realizing what is going on here. Of course, he knows Okada. They've faced more than once in NXT. Oh, nice head scissors there from Daniels. They faced more than once in NXT, and Sabin's already got his hands on Okada more, once since arriving on the main roster, as we saw 2 weeks ago. And of course, it was no easy feat for Sabin to become #1 contender either. He beat Shibata, the man who almost beat Okada at Money in the Bank. So we'll see how things will go regarding that when it rolls around at No Mercy. As for right now, though, things looking pretty good for the Rainmakers. Straight jacket German suplex there, but kick out of 2 by Daniel. One even by Daniels, and the D.C.C getting involved now. Most notably, Kane getting involved to allow the torture rack backbreaker there. Okada on his own at a 3-on-1 disadvantage here. That's not going to stop the Rainmaker, though. Tequila Sunrise being applied here by Christopher Daniels on Okada. The Rainmaker, though, just too good. Able to slip his way right out of that hold there. And here we go now. DDT from Okada. See Okada, he's not rushing in for action here. He's not trying to do everything to destroy Christopher Daniels. He knows where his beef lies. It lies with that man on the outside. It lies with the man in blue, who is the #1 contender to his title. Not with the man in the ring, and not with the man currently going under the apron to grab a steel chair, I can only assume. Okada just going through the motions here tonight, taking care of business in this matchup. Back suplex there by Okada. And now here we go. Okada, German suplex. Hangs on. Locks the arm. Rainmaker! Turned inside out was Christopher Daniels, and that one could very well end. Oh, look who's getting involved here. Kane getting involved. Daniels not moving. Okada just trying for a count there, but it was too late at that point. Daniels, though, was well and truly done for, if not for the work of Kane there on the outside. Okada remains in control, though. Another straight jacket German suplex there. Daniels in huge trouble right now. This is what happens, though, when you get on the bad side of the Rainmaker, when you have to stand across the ring from the WWE Champion. Daniels, not a wise decision there to show your allegiance towards the D.C.C. right in front of the champion. Kick in the gut now. Okada misses with that forearm. Walks right into this now. His strike share from Daniels. Leaping clothesline, and down goes the champion here. And Daniels temporarily mocking Okada, telling him to get up to his feet, even though Okada cannot get himself, was taking a moment there to maybe recover. Reverse DDT right there from the champion. What a lariat. What a lariat indeed from Okada. Just dropping down on the knee there. Pretty painful. Can't deny it. Okada might have something in mind here. Amateur wrestling takedown there. The strength needed to hit a move like that, and Okada just did it with ease. Oh, this is where Daniels is in trouble now. This is where Okada vents his frustrations. A trio of them. Short arm lariats, and once again, Kane getting involved in this matchup. Daniels trying to force himself to his feet here to not let down his leader. Suplex attempt, countered. Okada hits one of his own right there. And now Okada looking for something, trapping. Oh no, we saw this at Heatwave. Trapping the leg, applying the STF hold. It is locked in on Christopher Daniels with nowhere to go and no choice but to tap out either. Okada with another win under his belt, heading into next Sunday at No Mercy. Daniels, he tried, but it wasn't enough. Another D.C.C. right after the bell. Jumping the champion. Of course they would. They couldn't keep it to themselves. They just had to get the jump on Okada. 3-on-1 advantage, and Okada's down. Sabin celebrating it as if he's just won the title.